Go ahead and post in the comments what your weekly and monthly elevation gain looks like. All right, so I want to explain what some of my training means whenever I run with the altitude mask and kind of what my training plan consists of. From the basics, it is a plan based on the 10% rule. So overall mileage for the week and long run, no more than 10% for the week, no more than 10% for the long run. And then how I do things is I'll have a week where I do that 10%. There will be a week in between where it's much lower volume, kind of like a recovery week. And then the next week will be 10%. Right now, those 10% jumps are in the 40 to 50 mile range. They're quite significant. So this weekend I have it's technically supposed to be a 50-mile run, but I'll be happy if I get 45 miles. Or what I'm doing, I'm kind of adjusting it into running for 8 hours and seeing where that puts me, just because of time constraints. Going from the training plan to my actual training, a lot of elevation gain. You'll see on the treadmill, I'm doing a ton of elevation gain. Then I'll go outside just because I live here on the Gulf Coast. I also try to get out at the hottest points of the day here, which so far have been some days around 75, 80 degrees with 80% humidity. And so with my altitude tech generator, what I'm trying to get in is putting the mask on. It's dropping my SpO2 levels down to the very low 80s, high 70s, which is giving me a really good cardiovascular workout. I'm not having to actually physically exert as much because without the mask on, I could walk at a faster pace and be more comfortable. This one I have to walk at a much slower pace, but I'm still gonna get a workout. I'm trying to spend 2 hours at 12,000 feet altitude just working out. I'm not sleeping in the tent. It's just workout based. So far for the plan, the last 8 weeks, I've gotten in over 42,000 foot of elevation gain. Cruel Jewel is going to be 33,000. So I hope within this next 8 months, I'm not going to go by the 10%. I'm not going to go by the 10% rule. I'm going to try to double that. I want to get a lot more. Then it'll be kind of a little bit of a taper off. And then every other week, I'm trying to hit those big miles. So this week I have a long run. It doesn't necessarily have to be fast, 8 hours. I want to get 50 miles. And then in 2 weeks, I actually have a 50 miler. It's the MS50. So just to kind of put everything in perspective, with the training itself, I am for the 50K runs that I've been doing. So like a training run, 31 miles or 30 miles or so, it'll be around a 10-minute pace. Going further above that, I kind of judge it by feel, and feel is around 11:30 mile pace. So just getting in that good training zone and groove. All right, so I have my Black Diamond Distance 8 pack loaded up. I've got 4 peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, 6 boiled eggs. I've got 2 Red Bulls, 2 bananas, multiple smaller nutrition packs, and hydration bottles. I'll be adding some lights and a portable battery charger to this. But first glance, and I've got my poles back there. First glance, it fits very nicely. Nice and snug, but not too tight. And like it doesn't want to move around. I actually have my peanut butter and jellies in a Tupperware container back there. It's not super heavy, but it does keep everything uniform and kind of flat where it kind of lays to my back very nice. So for going out anywhere from 8 to 24 hours, this is going to be a great pack for you. Overall weight, it's probably 3.5 pounds, but the thing is that you have the equal weight on the front, equal weight on the back, and then as you just start depleting your nutrition and your fluids, you deplete it in a way that it balances it out. You want to keep that weight even. You don't want too much on the back or too much specifically on the front, because whenever you start running, you're going to start feeling that pull either back or pull that forward.